Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun to sit down and kick off the weekend chatting about new makeup. I filmed a video all about new eyeshadow palettes not too long ago, but there have been a few new eyeshadow palettes released, a few holiday releases, and just some interesting products. So I chose 10 different products to talk about in today's video. I'm going to go through and let you guys know what I'm planning on purchasing, what I'm going to pass on, and I would love to hear what you guys think. I love reading the comments on these videos. It's so interesting to hear everyone's thoughts and just opinions on new makeup. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. There are some holiday releases, but I think I'm planning on doing a whole separate video on holiday sets just because there have been so many announced, but I just chose ones that I thought were really interesting for today's video. So let me know what you guys think about these products and let's jump into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the new ColourPop Lilac collection. This is available on their website right now, and it is a collaboration between ColourPop and their sister brands, Soul Body and Fourth Ray Beauty. So there are products from all three lines, including some glitters, some lip tints, which I love. I think their lip tints are so beautiful. And then a face milk, blush sticks duo, body glow oil, eyeliners, a mascara, and of course, an eyeshadow palette. So I kind of wanted to focus on the eyeshadow palette. I think that I might end up grabbing the lip tints just because the colors are pretty and I have been loving that formula so much. So at this point, like I just want all the lip tints. But I'm kind of on the fence about the eyeshadow palette. So when I first saw this on Instagram, I just saw like the mini picture of it and I literally thought, oh, they're re-releasing It's My Pleasure. And then I looked at it and I realized it was a new palette. Like after reading the name and the caption, obviously it is a different palette. But my initial reaction kind of has me convinced I don't necessarily need this because I literally thought it was It's My Pleasure. It's My Pleasure is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I purchased that back in like February, and I wear it all the time. Upon closer inspection, there are some similar shades, but I think overall this one is a lighter, more muted version of it, and it's not as pink as It's My Pleasure. I am somebody who kind of switches up my makeup seasonally, and I just don't find myself reaching for a lot of lighter pastel shades during the fall and the winter. If we were heading into spring, I would be all over this palette, and obviously you can wear whatever makeup you want, no matter what time of the year it is. I just know for me personally, I'm kind of into like rusty tones and golds and just some bolder shades that aren't necessarily like light pastels. So I honestly don't know how much use I would get out of it over like the next 6 months. On the other hand, I do feel like this would be the perfect complementary palette to It's My Pleasure. They would look so pretty combined, and a lot of the similar shades are in different finishes. So I just think you would be able to create so many gorgeous eye looks within the two palettes. So I don't know. I'm truly like on the fence with this palette. I haven't purchased my palette for September, but to be honest with you guys, I got the ColourPop So Jaded in the mail, so I've really been focusing on that one. I did get it as PR, and then the Urban Decay Naked Honey, which I was not going to buy, but when I got it in person, it looked a lot more appealing, so I wanted to test it out to see if it was worth the hype. I'm wearing it today. Honestly, I'm not convinced that it's worth all the hype that it's getting on YouTube. It is pretty, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to thoroughly test it out so I could let you guys know my thoughts on it. Anyways, all of that to say, I do have 2 new palettes in my collection, so I was thinking about skipping over purchasing a palette for the month of September, but I don't know. I really am just on the fence about this one. What do you guys think? Okay, so I was not expecting this eyeshadow palette so quickly. The Anastasia Norvina Volume 2 palette is coming out on September 26th. It will be available online and at Sephora, and it will retail for $60. Honestly, I was still trying to decide whether or not I wanted to purchase the first one. If you guys did not know, she released Norvina Volume 1 just a few weeks ago. That one was a little bit more purple themed. It had some pinks, some neutrals, but this one has a lot of greens and blues, even some really colorful shades in it. Honestly, I don't think Volume 2 appeals to me as much as Volume 1. If I had to choose between the two, I would totally go with Volume 1 over Volume 2. Volume 2 has some intense greens and blues and even some really pretty pops of color, but there's no way I would get enough use out of this to justify having it in my collection. $65 isn't outrageous for what you get, but I just feel like I wouldn't use it enough. So I'm kind of on the fence about Volume 1. I won't be buying Volume 2. I think I read there are going to be 3 palettes. So if there is a third one, I have a feeling that it's going to be very warm, like rich reds and intense oranges and golds. but what do you guys think? If there's going to be a 3, what do you hope to see? I have a feeling we'll see it sooner rather than later at the rate that they've been releasing products. I feel like a lot of people are saying Anastasia is like the new ColourPop. They've been just like pumping out the releases. So as long as the quality's up there, I don't see anything wrong with it, but I could see how it could be frustrating if you're like a big Anastasia fan and you love to be able to keep up, but you just can't. I see both sides of it. But anyways, are you guys into volume 2? You'll have to let me know. I really wanted to talk about the Hourglass palettes for holiday 2019. This actually might be a purchase for me. So last year I purchased the Ambient, what was it called? Ambient Lighting Volume 4 palette. I feel like I can't keep all of their palettes straight, but I think when I did a follow-up review on that palette, I kind of had buyer's remorse because it was an $80 palette. I've never spent $80 on a makeup product or a palette, but now that it's been almost a year, I have to say I use that palette so much. I brought it with me every time I went out of town in 2019, and I actually just hit pan on one of the shades in it, which if you guys have ever used an Hourglass powder, that's not like an easy task. Their powders are so firmly pressed that I feel like, you know, a mini size is usually sufficient. Anyways, I was kind of excited to see what they were going to release for the holidays this year. They released 2 different palettes. So these are available on their website right now, and they are coming to Sephora on September 27th. So the first one is the Ambient Lighting Blush Quad. It retails for $58. This might actually appeal to those of you that just don't want to spend $80 on a palette. I totally get it. 2 of these blushes are ambient lighting blushes and 2 are strobe lighting blushes. Oh, I just realized I have one of these. Brilliant Nude has been my favorite blush for the month of September. I've been reaching for it so much, but the other shades in here are brand new. So I don't know if I'll end up grabbing this one now just because I do have one of the 4 blushes. So essentially I have to decide if I want to pay $58 for 3 blushes because I already have a full-size version of Brilliant Nude, so I wouldn't even really reach for the mini version in here. So I'm not sure about that anymore. I was planning on purchasing it until literally just this second, but the Ambient Lighting Edit Ghost palette is $80. This one comes with 6 products. It's more of like their traditional holiday palette where you get some finishing powders, bronzers, blushes. It might be a more ideal option if you've been wanting to try out more formulas other than just blushes. So this one comes with, wait, I just realized I have some of these products as well. I'm pretty sure Dim Light and Diffuse Light are in my palette from last year. I just grabbed my palette from last year. So this one does come with Dim Light and Diffused Light. So because I have those 2, I just don't know. Maybe I won't be buying an Hourglass palette this year. Here's the thing about Hourglass. Their products are really good, and I think their powders are worth the money, but they are expensive. So just because they're good, it doesn't really negate the fact that they're expensive. So if I'm going to spend $80 on a palette, I just want to make sure that I'm really adding to my collection and not just repurchasing products that I could already duplicate, especially in the same exact formula. I kind of hope they at least do another palette just because it is very early in the season, so I could see them releasing another palette. I think out of the 2, I might consider the blush quad, but I already have one of the shades, so I don't know. That sucks. Anyways, those palettes are still pretty. If you don't have those products in your collection, they might be worth checking out, but hopefully they are coming out with another palette. Okay, so while we're on the topic of holiday releases, there are a few more things I wanted to touch on in today's video. There is one holiday set that I am buying the second it goes live online. I am so excited about this. Fenty is releasing a Glossy Posse set, which that is literally the cutest name ever. It comes with 5 mini gloss bombs. I love the gloss bomb formula so much. I've been dying for them to release new shades, and this one comes with 5 mini glosses for $42. So that is $8.40 per gloss. But if these are the same size as the mini gloss bomb that comes in their Bomb Baby set, like this tiny mini gloss has lasted me forever. It's like the never-ending gloss. I wear it all the time. I'm still not out of it. I actually do have a full-size version of this. My husband and I went on vacation, and I forgot to pack all of my lip products. I didn't even have a lip balm. I had nothing in my purse. So I ran into a Sephora and I purchased my gloss bomb because I felt like I just couldn't be without it. It's my favorite. It's perfect. We were gone for like almost 2 full weeks, and this was the only lip product I had, and I was set. If I had to get rid of all of my lip products, like lip liners, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, and just keep one, I would keep this lip gloss. That's how much I love it. So not to be dramatic about the lip gloss, but I do love the formula so much. So I am so excited they decided to do a mini set for the holiday season, because for $42, I'd rather have 5 minis so I could have different shades than like 1 or 2 full-size lip products, just because I love the option of having different colors. So this set does have 1 repeat shade. The shade Fussy is already available, and I do have the full-sized version of Fussy, but I'll either throw the mini in like my purse or give it to somebody, but the rest are new. I will say the one kind of looks like their Diamond Milk gloss, but there must be something different because they didn't say it was a re-release. So I am definitely picking this up. I am so excited. The second that it goes live on Sephora's website, I am adding it to my cart. When is it available? October 11th. They have a couple of other releases coming. The Diamond Bomb 2, which is a follow-up to their Diamond Veil, which came out last holiday season, is coming out. I did buy the original. I didn't end up loving it, so I think for that reason I'll skip this one. I can't tell if the texture is the same. The original is kind of like this bouncy, lightweight cream to powder product. It's really interesting, and I liked the texture, but I just didn't love that it was so glittery. So because of that, I don't think I need this one. This one looks like it has a pink tint. If you loved the original, this could be a fun addition to your collection. And they're also doing a liquid diamond bomb, which is a liquid 3D glitter for your face and body. I don't get into face and body glitter. I wish I did because it looks like so much fun, but I just don't have anywhere to wear it. I mean, you could totally wear it to like the grocery store. I'll wear like an intense blue smoky eye to the grocery store, but I just feel like I don't like the idea of like getting glitter on my clothes and in my car and everywhere. So I'm just personally not into like body products, but it could be fun. So the Diamond Bomb 2 retails for $38 and the glitter is $28. They'll both be available on September 20th online at Sephora. So I was scrolling through Sephora's website just to check out new products, and there's actually another holiday set that instantly caught my eye. I have to be careful with holiday sets because I could see myself buying all of them, but again, I'm trying to be a little bit more selective. So I'm not planning on buying a ton, but I'm definitely buying this one. They're doing something a little bit different with their cheek products. If I didn't say so, this is from Tarte. So they usually have some sort of like blush set or palette for the holiday season, and generally it's their Amazonian Clay blush formula. I have purchased one of their palettes in the past, and I always find that the quality is the same as the full-size product. That's not always the case with mini products or holiday releases, but Tarte's Amazonian Clay blush formula is pretty consistent no matter how you get it, whether it's in like a set or a full-size blush. And I love that formula, I really do. So they're coming out with these stacks. The set comes with 3 separate stacks, and each stack comes with 3 products. So there are bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. It retails for $35. They say it's a $171 value, which may or may not be true, but typically their blush sets do have a pretty high retail value. I don't think $35 for 9 products is a bad deal. I'm so into these. I love the idea of a mini cheek product, and a mini cheek product set is even better because I don't use up full-size cheek products, so I'm so into minis. I mean, essentially, for the price of 1, maybe 2 high-end cheek products, I can get 9 and get more of like a varied collection. So the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Party has been one of my go-to shades lately. I've been switching back and forth between that and the Hourglass Blush in Brilliant Nude, and that's all that I've been wearing for like the entire month of September. So because of that, I'm just so excited to grab this. I would love to see like some more close-up shots, some swatches, just to make sure the colors are shades that I'll really get a lot of use out of, but for $35, I mean, that really seems like a good deal to me, and I'm excited about it. So let's talk about a few Natasha Denona releases. I had such high hopes that she was going to do another $65 palette after she did the Sunrise palette. I thought that one was perfect because I think for $65, it's a lot more attainable for a lot of people. It gives you the opportunity to try Natasha Denona's palettes without paying like $129 for one of her full-size palettes. She does have minis, which are $25, which is an even more, what am I trying to say, realistic price point, because $25 for 5 shadows isn't necessarily a bad price point, but I haven't had a lot of luck with her mini palettes, so I just typically skip over those, and I just won't pay $129 for a full-size palette. Anyway, she released the Mini Gold, which is gorgeous. And honestly, if I was into her mini palettes, I'd buy this because I love the shades in it. I think that it is so unique and eye-catching, and $25 for 5 shadows isn't insane. I mean, it's not bad, really. The pans are pretty small, but if you're not somebody who typically uses up an eyeshadow palette, it's not really something that you might have at like the forefront of your mind. I just haven't had good luck with the quality of her mini palette. So because of that, I just usually skip over them, even if I think they're so gorgeous. I don't want to like throw away $25. The two mini palettes that I tried just were not very good. And maybe I just had bad luck. Maybe it was like a fluke. But because of that, I'm just not interested in buying any more mini palettes. But I do love the colors in here. So if you're interested in buying this one, it will be available on September 26th online. Or no, it's available online now and it's coming to stores on September 26th. And it is limited edition. She also released the Metropolis eyeshadow palette for $129. And I mean, honestly, even if this was like a smaller $65 palette, I wouldn't buy this one because I'm just not really into the color story. There are some pretty colors, but it just kind of feels a little bit all over the place to me, and I can't figure it out. There are a lot of neutrals, not too many colorful shades, but it's just laid out in a way that doesn't do a whole lot to inspire me personally. I don't even know what I want from the brand. Like, I kind of want like a good neutral palette, like maybe the Safari palette at the $65 price tag. I do want to try more from the brand. I mean, the Sunrise palette, like it really has me curious to try more because I do like it, but I just don't want a 5-pan palette and I don't want a palette that costs $129. So I'll be waiting. I'm waiting for that $65 palette, and I hope that the next one she releases just really catches my eye because I do want to try another one from the brand. Okay guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I actually asked you guys on Instagram what I should talk about in today's video, and a lot of you said eyeshadow palettes, a lot of you said holiday releases, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will definitely film more videos on holiday makeup and holiday sets and just kind of share what I think is worth trying, what isn't, because there are always so many products, it gets a little bit overwhelming. But I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.